We have Sainte-Mère-Église. It's a French town. It was one of the first landings in Normandy on D-Day. And it's really infamous because there was a paratrooper named John Steele who landed and he got caught on the church. And he played dead for a few hours before he was captured. And it was just a complete massacre.
How did this come together? It's kind of amazing to see when people collaborate what they do. How did you guys put this whole thing together?
We were planning on it since almost BrickFair of last year, so about 11 months ago. And we started a Skype group probably 11 months ago, and we kept going on it. And throughout Flickr and Skype, we were sharing photos and just ideas and concepts, and we put it together.
That's super cool. Now, there's a few of you here right now. How many collaborators are there in total?
There are 11 and 2 sponsors.
And we have the priest and one of his workers, and they're just chatting. And all this was going on at the same time. It was just a normal night. And then the paratroopers came down to liberate Sainte-Mère-Église. And as you can see, these Germans never saw combat until now. So the Germans, they're all freaking out. And the Americans, they're just landing. So it's kind of a scary experience for both sides. And some paratroopers even perished in the burning house right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So any closing thoughts here on this collaboration? Do you think we'll be making a reappearance next year? Maybe a different scene, same builders? What do you think?
We'll probably do something else next year.
What I would like you guys to do, if you could, whoever is here, individually speak to maybe what you contributed, what you like about the layout, point out certain features, certain details. I guess we'll start with you. What did you do? What do you like?
I did this house and these 3 houses here, and then I did the whole church.
That's awesome. Now, building that church, what was that like for you?
Pain in the ass. Yeah.
Now, it looks like there's a ton of snot work going on. You have stuff going in all kinds of directions. How did you plan out all that work?
Kind of went with the flow. You know, there's a lot of bricklink orders for light gray and dark gray. So
these roof tiles, that cost a fat penny.
Yeah, that was.
How much did it cost?
Probably like over $100.
A lot of money on roof tiles. Very cool. Now, were there any church builds or builders that inspired you when you were looking to make this one?
Definitely Jule Andreas.
You're very familiar with his work. Yeah, I was recognizing he has a similar style door, like entryway. I'm not sure of the exact architectural term, but very cool, very cool. Well, awesome stuff. And what did you do? What do you like?
Yeah, so I made this like French cafe. I helped a lot with the church, and I made these 2 buildings right here. This building right here, and a building down there, and some grass sections.
Very cool. Now, what was it like collaborating for you with these guys?
Oh, it was a great experience. I mean, it's really fun to kind of just because individually you can only build so much, but when you all come together, you can really just put on these massive displays. And I think it's a really fun thing to do because you get to work with all these great people. And you get to make new friends, you meet new people. It's just it's a great experience.
Now, if you had to give a word of advice to anyone looking to collaborate like this or build something similar to this, what do you wish you knew before you started?
I would say is stay organized and stay diligent. You need to make sure people do their stuff that they say they're going to do. You need to make sure it all fits together. Have standards for roads. See, we have roads. All the roads match up. And all that. And then another thing I would say is detailed layout map. You can make them on Word. You could draw them out with a sketch thing. That helps a lot.
And then one quick point. You were nominated for, is it best battle scene?
I don't know if your camera guy got it, but...
Very cool. Now, is this tactic working for you? Are you getting people to actually vote for you based off of this?
Hopefully. We'll see. There's a public vote, so if the public really likes it, they can vote for it for Best in Show, and then the attendees all can vote as well, so just
I like it.
Hope it works. We'll see.
Very nice. All right, so Hunter, what do you do?
All right, I did that front yard with the light gray tree, and I did the French store right here, and these 2 front yards right here with the tree, and as you can see, there's a paratrooper who got caught in the tree.
Very cool. Now describe your building process. These are very nice buildings. What do you do when you start one of these?
Thank you. I usually plan it out, make sure how many pieces I have. I build whatever I can, and then I just place orders and finish it. There's actually an interior on the top floor, but I'll show you guys it later. The process we had for fishing lines was we got fishing lines and tied them up there, and we tied them to different houses and even tied them to the church. And we hooked up some of the parachutes, you know, to them. That way it looks like they're landing.
So next year, do you think you might go up into the rafters and like suspend a plane that would have like just dropped them off? Is that a possibility?
No.
You gonna do a paratroop scene? It's too crazy?
Too crazy.
It does look very realistic. Where did you guys get the parachutes from?
We got it from Elliott right here. He had the design for it. And
he just like made them himself?
Yeah.
These are custom-made parachutes?
Yeah, so they're custom made. I just took some like silky fabric and just cut it on the shape of like a plate to get that diameter the same. And then we individually threaded string, and then we made them. And then to get these kind of like cone shapes for the ones that are flying, we took a glue and water solution and put it over a balloon to make that like cup shape. And then once it's dry, you just pop the needle, and then they get that kind of like half dome. So it looks like air's catching it.
How did you build this interior?
I had the idea for it. Like, I usually like do interiors on all my houses. As you can see, the place got ransacked and, you know, by the French or the Germans just trying to escape. Probably some rich dude, maybe a collaborator. Thank you.
This is really just a beautiful scene. You see these military kinds of builds, and sometimes there's not enough attention given to certain details, but the level of kind of completeness of it is absolutely impressive. What do you think contributes to there being such a coherent sort of road scheme? Buildings are so in line with each other. What's the key? What's the key factor there?
The key for success in any collaboration is great coordination with all the collaboration members and great standards in general.
Now, describe the phenomenon of showing up to the show and having to finish up a lot of different stuff before the show actually starts. What is it like when it gets down to the wire and you need to complete certain things?
Oh, it's crazy. We were here till like 2 a.m, 2 nights in a row, getting everything set up. This church took like over 12 hours to make, and that was a real process. And once we got that done, it all became a lot easier. And then the other thing we had to do is there was a couple people that, this is future advice for other people too, that didn't make their houses. So we had to go to the bulk section, and we actually had to make 2 houses. We made this dark red one over here, and this tan one on the far edge we actually made with the parts at BrickFair, and that was a pretty fun experience. But
that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it was a grind. I mean,
so plan ahead, coordinate ahead of time, and show up to the show, pun intended, and you know, build, and you too can turn this out.